Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up today on the young and the restless Damon questions. Nate Victor puts Michael on the iron. Problem and Sharon grows increasingly desperate. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Damien wants to know what Nate is after. He already has a job and is wondering why he came all the way out of there from Wisconsin to offer him another one. Winters must have people breaking down the door to get in, so why me? What's the angle? There's got to be more to this story. Nate says he's right, there is more. Nate assures him his desire to hire him is legit, but he came out to meet him for personal reasons. He was intrigued by his Restless and used to be a doctor. Damon asks what happened to Dad Hastings. Nate says it's a long story, but his family gave him a shot in the business and he realized it's where he belonged. Damon asks how he fits in. Nate saw his resin and sensed the kindred spirit. He wanted to pay it forward. Nate asks why he changes jobs so often. Damon says he's picky. When he feels he's treading water, he moves on. Nate appreciates the honesty. Damien guesses this is where their similarities end. Nate replies, "You'd be surprised." He admits that Damien's story isn't adding up for him. Perhaps his restlessness isn't random, and he knows exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it. Nick joins Chance at Crimson Lights, and the cop tells him he can't join the police search for Sharon. His guys are trained. Nick says they'll get help whether they want it or not. He asks what the police already know. Chance says the diver's been underwater for hours and hasn't found a thing. There's no sign of Sharon anywhere, dead or alive, at the ranch. Victor has updated a stunned Michael on Y&R being out of prison and an ordained minister. Batman plays for the devil. I'm afraid his game has already become deadly. Michael learns that Victor thinks Y&R is responsible for drugging Sharon and for Heather Stevens' death. Michael debates. Victor insists Y&R is a fraud and isn't reformed. They need to find out why he's there. He's deadly in their motel room. I tell Jordan there's nothing in the news about Sharon's crash or death. Jordan is sure it will show up. Y&R says there's been enough time for the police to find the car with Sharon in it. Did she take care of things exactly the way he told her to? Jordan says she has done everything he's asked of her. Y&R questions, then where's the proof? Jordan tells him she drove the car to the river, to the exact spot where Heather's body was found. Sharon's body was inside out cold. She made sure if the tire tracks went to the river as well. She accuses him of not appreciating her work. Y&R's concerned about the quiet. Jordan says maybe they haven't found the car of the body yet. You've got to relax. We're in the clear. Sharon's not going to bother us anymore. In the sewers, Sharon cries for help and struggles to break free from the shackle around her wrist. She cries again for help. Growing increasingly despondent, Cameron appears and says, I was wondering when you finally feel the need to conjure me back up. Hey baby, did you miss me? Sharon tells him she doesn't miss him at all. Cameron snarks, and yet here I am. You must really be desperate. Sharon can't argue with that, but doesn't want his help. Cameron says she must or he wouldn't be there. Sharon worries she was drugged again. She feels strange. Cameron rants about the bad memories he has of this place, given it's where she stabbed him in the heart. I have PTSD. He thinks whoever drug her down there has a sick sense of humor. Sharon has no idea who it was. Someone came up from behind her at society and chore formed her. She was in a motel room, and then the next thing she knew, she was chained to the pipe. She worries that her water is running out. What if they don't come back and I'm stuck down here forever? In May, Damien laughs that Nate's known him for 5 minutes and thinks he has him all figured out. Nate shrugs that it's just a theory based on the Count of Monte Cristo. He has all this candidate vetted and found out he moves almost as much as he changes jobs to Dangler-owned departments. He guesses both of the companies are owned by the same person. Damon congratulates him for being thorough. Nate needs someone he can trust. Obviously this parent company trusts him. The man plays along and asks what the next step would be and what exactly his position would be at the family company. Nate tells Damien that Winters would benefit from having him on board. Damien says that's not a job position. Nate tells him he'd be in the finance department, and if he excels the sky the limit. Damon says it would be a good fit, but he's curious why he'd assume he want to leave his comfortable undercover role in LA to move to cold Wisconsin. Nate says money. He wonders if Damon is interested and reminds in Winters is the big leaks at the ranch. Victor tells Michael that I&R claims he sent a letter to the police for insurance in case something happens to him. Find out if you really did. Michael tells his boss to consider it done. Vi says they have to find out a way to get rid of him discreetly. Michael says that won't be easy given he's deliberately made his return high profile. Victor reiterates that they have to get rid of him. Michael asks what he means by that exactly. Victor says you know what I mean. He urges Michael to find a legal means of putting him back in jail. Michael complains it won't be easy. Victor reminds him he always comes through. Michael will see what he can do. Victor barks get it done at Crimson Light makes Chance and Nick feel bad for Sharon, who has been through so much. Nick is hoping she got out of the car before it submerged. Chance says it's not likely. Nick theorizes that she got out, hit her head, and doesn't know where she is. The longer she's missing, the worse it looks for her in the sewer. Cameron warned Sharon to start rationing her food and water. He's sure she can survive this. He was impressed with her strength. When she told him goodbye, he wasn't sure she'd ever need him again. Sharon rant that she didn't kill Heather, but she made the horrible choices afterward, and now may never be able to make it up to her family. Cameron's unmoved, and Sharon says guilt is what makes them human. She fears not being able to get free and make things right. Cameron advises her to find a way to fix that. In the motel room, I&R keeps checking his phone as Jordan harps about him driving himself crazy. She tells him he's panicking, and he protests that he's concerned about the lack of news. Jordan wants to turn the focus to civil. I&R can't focus on anything until he knows if the cops are going to come to the door accusing him of murdering Heather. Jordan said Sharon has been taken care of, but her needs haven't been attended to at all. She's starting to think they never will be. Chance and Nick join Michael and Victor at the ranch his people have found out nothing about. Sharon becoming agitated. Nick rants that Sharon can't have just disappeared. He declares that I&R knows where she is. Michael tells a bewildered Chance that there's a theory that I&R is behind this. Nick stalks out. Victor tells Chance his son will look for Sharon. I just hope it's not too late after Chance leaves. Michael guesses that Nick went to see On. He warns they have to be careful, noting that Nick has been known to lose his temper. He's confirmed the police have a warning letter so Nick can't go off on him, but Cor feels his son won't cross that line. He crabs that On is a funny bastard walking around like a minister. He'll take that confidence away from him. Michael worries that Nick will delivered his message with his fists. At the motel, Nick hammers on the door and calls out to Leon, I know you're in there. Jordan hides in the bathroom and I&R grabs his Bible and opens the door. Nick demands to know what he's done with Sharon. In Ladam tells Nate he's given him a lot to think about, but the whole meeting seems a little strange, surreal. Even he's not sure what to think about it, or Nate for that matter. He'll need some time to think. Nate tells him he can't stay in town long. Damien asks him to send him the offer, and he'll get back to him soon. Nate replies, fair enough. They shake hands, and Nate says he looks forward to continuing their discussion. Damon says we'll see in the sewer. Cameron wonders to Sharon if the person who brought her down there